Girl. Kawanimayaku ni perusa. Kawanimayaku ni perusa. Nyanbombo, nyanbombo, amari tangu. Charms.
William.
Charms. Happy Charms.
John Proctor.
Circle. Karikata, zadi. Karikata, zadi. Karikata, zadi. Happy. Run!
Betty? Betty!
But Betty be hot soon?
Get out of here.
My Betty not going to die.
Get out of here. Out of my sight. Out.
Betty!
Get out. God. What am I going to do? Help me. Betty. Child. Sweet one, will you open your eyes? Will you wake, Betty? And child.
Uncle,
little one.
Uncle, Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, the doctor, yes, let her come.
Susanna.
What'd the doctor say, child?
Dr. Griggs, he bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for it in his books.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir, he have been searching since he left you, sir, but he bid me come and tell you that you might want to look to unnatural things.
No! No, there be no unnatural causes here. I tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly, and surely Mr. Hale will confirm that.
Aye, sir. He bid me come and tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
And go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I'll pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down and deny it yourself. The parlor's packed with people, sir. I can sit with her.
And what shall I tell them? That my daughter and my niece I discovered dancing like heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Let you tell them I confessed it, but they're speaking of witchcraft, and Betty's not witched.
I cannot go before the congregation when I know that you've not been open with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We did dance, Uncle. And when you leaped out of the bush so suddenly, Betty was frightened, and then she fainted. And there's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
I love Betty. I would never hurt
Now
her.
look, you child! I do not desire to punish you. That will come in its time. But if you traffic with spirits in the forest, I must know it. For surely my enemies will...
But we never conjured spirits.
Then why can this child not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I know it, Uncle.
There's a faction here, sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the
They were only
forest.
sport, Uncle.
I saw Tituba waving her arms over a fire when I came upon you. Why would she do that? I heard some gibberish and screeching coming from her mouth.
She always sings her Barbados songs and we
You
dance.
cannot blink what I saw, Abigail. for surely my enemies will not blink it. I don't know why was they not blink it. I saw a dress lying in the grass.
A dress?
A dress. And I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You mistaken
I know what I saw, Abigail. Now tell me true. Now that my ministry's at stake, my ministry and perhaps your cousin's life.
There is nothing more
I have given you a home, child. I have put clothes upon your back. Now give me an upright answer. Your name and town. It is entirely white, is it not?
Why, I'm sure it is, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other cause than you have told me for Goody Proctor discharging you? It has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their home, and in all this time, no one has called for your services.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. It is a marvel.
Goody Putnam, come in, please.
It is surely a stroke of hell upon you.
No, it's nothing like that.
Oh, how high did she fly?
No, she never flew.
Why, it's sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn and coming down the night, as Ernie says.
Oh, Goody Putnam, she is never... Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
It's a providence the thing is out now. It is a providence.
What is out? What do you say?
Look, you Anne. Her eyes is closed.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your little Ruth is sick.
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know. It's death driving in that fork and hoof.
Oh, pray not. Now, how does your child ail?
Well, she ails as she must. She never waked this morning, and yet her eyes open, and she walks, and she hears not, sees not, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken surely.
They say you've sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
A precaution only. He has much experience in all demonic arts.
He has indeed, and found a witch in Beverly last year, and let you remember that.
Goody Ann, they only thought that were a witch, and I'm certain there'd be no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft here.
Now, Thomas, I pray you, leap not to witchcraft. I know you least of all, Thomas, would ever wish so disastrous a charge be laid upon me. I cannot leap to witchcraft. They would hound me out of Salem for such corruption in my home.
Now look you, sir. I have held your part in all contention here, and I would continue, but I cannot. The verbal vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
Now, Thomas, look
Now, man, tell Mr. Parris what you've done.
What she's done.
Reverend Parris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in the earth. Believe me, sir, you never saw more hardy babies born, and yet each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. And so I thought to send my Ruth, my only living child, to your Tituba.
To Tituba? Why to Tituba?
Well, Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Parris.
Goody Putnam, it's a formidable sin to conjure the dead.
I take it on my soul, for who else may surely tell us what person murdered my baby?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Parris. Mark this proof, mark it. Last night, my Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits, I know it, sir. For how else is she struck dumb now, except some power of darkness stop her mouth? It is a marvelous sign, Mr. Parris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There's a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself hidden in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot think it more.
So you were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I.
I am undone!
We're not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare for yourself you have discovered witchcraft.
In my home! In my home, Thomas? They will topple me with it. They will make me such a big...
I only thought to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you home? Who is with Ruth?
Her grandma comes. She's improving a little, I think. She gave a powerful sneeze before.
Oh, there's a sign of life. Oh,
I feel no more getting in. There were a powerful sneeze, another like it will shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Thomas, will you leave me now? I would like to pray alone a while.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike it out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak with them, pray with them. They are thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you will pray with them.
I have no stomach for disputation this morning. I will lead them in psalms, but let you speak nothing of witchcraft. I will not discuss it. The cause is yet unknown. I have had much contention since I've been here. I want no more. Now go.
Mercy, you go home to fruit now, you hear? I'm hungry.
If she tries for the window, call for me at once.
Yes, Uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick?
It's weirdish, I know not. She seems to walk like a dead bug since last night.
Oh, Betty? Betty, stop this! Betty, sit up now! Betty!
Have you tried to eat her? I gave Ruth a good one this morning and it waked her for a minute. Here, let me have her.
No, he'll be coming up. Now look, you, if they'd be questioning us, tell them we danced. I told them as much already.
And what more?
He saw you naked.
Oh, Jesus.
What do we do? The whole village is out.
What'll we do?
I just come from the farm. The whole country is talking witchcraft. They'll be calling us witches, Abby.
They'll be calling us witches, Abby.
She means to tell, I know it. Abby, we have got to tell. Witchery's a hanging there. A hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. You'll only be whipped for the dancing and the other things.
Oh, we will be whipped.
I've never done none of it, Abby. I only look.
Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Warren?
Betty? Oh, Betty, it's Abigail. Betty, dear, wake up now. Oh, beat you, Betty! Betty! My, you seem improving. I talked to your papa and I told him everything, so there's nothing to...
I want my mama!
What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried.
I'll fly to mama!
No!
Let me fly! Let me fly! Let me fly!
I told him everything.
Let
He
me
knows
fly!
He knows
You
everything.
drink blood, Abby. You drink blood.
You will never say that again.
You did! You drink a tropical John Proctor's wife. You drink a tropical Goody Proctor. Shut it! Now shut it!
Now look, you, all of you, we danced. And Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters, and that is all. And mark this. Let either of you breathe the word or the edge of a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the blackest and terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on the pillow next to mine. I have seen some reddish words in a night, and I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down. Now you, sit up and stop this.
What's got her, Abby? Abby, she's going to die. It's the contrary.
I say shut it, Mary Warren.
Oh, I was just going home, Mr. Proctor.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you leave the house, did I not? Why shall I be paying you? I'm looking for you more often than my cows.
I only come to see the great doings in the world.
I'll show you a great doing on your arse one of these days. Now get you home. My wife be waiting with your work.
I'd best be off. I have my Ruth to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
She's only gone silly somehow. She'll come out of it. Oh, John, I forgot how strong you were.
So she flies, eh? Now where are her wings?
John, sure you're not believing she flies?
Well, past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. Whole town's mumbling witchcraft.
Oh, Posh, we were dancing in the woods last night and my uncle leaped in on us. She took fright as all.
Dancing in the moonlight? You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. A soft word.
No. No, Abby, I've not come for that.
You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly? I know you better.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing now. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I'm waiting for you every night.
Abby, you'll put it out of mind. I'll not be coming for you more.
You're surely sporting with me.
You know me better.
I know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I come near. I saw your face when she put me out, and you love me then and you do now.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing may say wild things. I have seen you since you put me out. I have seen you nights.
Hardly stepped off my farm these 7 months.
I have a sense of heat, John.
Yours has drawn me to my window. Do you tell me you've never looked up at my window?
Perhaps I have.
I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dream, and I cannot dream, but I wake and walk about the house as though I find you coming through some door.
Child,
How do you call me child?
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time, but I'll cut off my hand before I ever reach for you again. Wipe it out of mind, Abby. We never touched.
Aye, but we did.
Aye, but we did not.
Why Marvel is such a strong man with such a sickly wife?
You'll speak nothing of Elizabeth.
She is blackening my name in the village. She's telling lies about me. She's a cold, sniveling woman, and you bet
Do you
her.
look for whipping?
I look for John Proctor to put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew the lying lessons I was taught by all these Christian women and their covenanted men. And now you bid me tear the light out of my eyes. I will not. I cannot. You loved me, John Proctor. Whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me. Pity me. Betty. John, what's got her?
What's ailing you?
Betty.
Stop this nonsense.
What's going on? What are you doing to her? Betty?
Heard
Betty?
you singing. She's up and screaming.
The song, chicken out there to hear the name of the Lord.
Oh, God forbid.
Sign, mark it.
Such a notorious sign of witchcraft. A prodigious sign.
Oh,
My mother told me that. She said, when they cannot bear to hear the name of the Lord.
Rebecca, come to her, please. We are lost. She can still not bear to hear the Lord's name. There's a very bad sickness here, Giles Corey, so please keep quiet.
I have not said a word. No one here can testify that I've said a word. Is she gonna fly again? Here she flies.
Ma'am, be quiet now.
What have you done?
Pray calm yourselves. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandma, and I've seen them all through their silly seasons. And when it come on them, they will run the devil bow-legged, trying to keep up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. A child spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still, and voila, it will soon itself come back.
Aye, there's the truth of it, Rebecca.
Rebecca, this is no silly season. My Ruth is bewildered. Rebecca, she cannot eat.
Perhaps she is not hungered yet. Mr. Paris, I hope you're not decided to go in search of loose spirits. I've heard promise of that outside.
There's wide opinion running around Salem that the devil may be among us, and I'd like to satisfy that they're all wrong.
Well, then let you come out and call them wrong. Are you our minister or Mr. Hale?
Good.
Did you consult the wardens of the church before you called this minister here to look for devils?
He's not come to look for devils.
And what's he coming for?
There be children dying in the village, Mr.
I
Price.
see none dying.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. This will set us all to arguing again the society, and we thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on Dr. Griggs now and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor is baffled.
If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There is prodigious danger in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of the 9 Putnam seed that are people this province, and I have 1 child left to lead, and now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
Do you think it's God's work that you should never lose a child nor a grandchild, and I bury all but one?
When Reverend Hale comes, you will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft.
You cannot command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in this society, not by acreage.
I don't believe I've ever heard you so worried on this society before, Mr. Proctor. I don't believe I've seen you at Sabbath meetings since snow flew.
I have trouble enough without I come 5 miles and hear him preach nothing but hellfire and bloody damnation.
Amen.
And there are many others that stay away from church these days because he hardly ever mentioned God anymore.
That is a drastic charge.
It is somewhat true. There are many that fail to bring their children.
I do not preach for children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful in their obligation to this ministry. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer one proposition without there being some howling riot of argument. I've often wondered if the devil be in it somewhere. I don't understand you people otherwise.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister that ever did demand the deed to this house.
I am your third preacher in 7 years. I do not wish to be put out like the cat whenever some majority feels the whim. You people seem not to understand that the minister is the Lord's man in the parish. And a minister is not to be so lightly crossed or contradicted. There is either obedience or the church will burn like hell is burning.
Can you speak 1 minute without we land in hell again?
Amen.
I am sick of hell.
It is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I may speak my heart, I think.
Oh, are we Quakers here? We are not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor, and you may tell that to your followers.
My followers?
Yes, there is a party in this church. I am not blind to it. There is a faction and a party.
Against you.
Against him and all of authority.
Well, then I must find it, and I must join it.
John, he does not mean that.
I mean it solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the smell of this authority. Now, I have a crop to sow and lumber to drag home. What say you, Giles? Let's find this party. He says there's a party.
Well, I'll be damned first.
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What is this lumber you're dragging home, if I may ask you?
My lumber from my forest out by the riverside.
My, we've gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tract is in my bounds, Mr. Proctor. It is in my bounds.
You're bound. I bought that tract off Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago.
And he had no right to sell it. It stands clear in my grandfather's will that all of the land between the riverside...
Your grandfather had a habit of willing away land that didn't belong to him, if I may say it plain.
That's God's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers if I ever put his name to it. Let's get your lumber home, John. I feel a sudden will of work coming on.
You load one oak of mine, and you'll fight to drag it home.
And we'll win too, this fool and I. Come on, Putnam.
I'll clap a writ on you, Giles Corey.
Mr. Hale, it's good to see you. Oh, my, these are heavy.
They must be. They're weighted with authority.
You do come prepared.
We shall need hard study if it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I knew you, but I suppose you look as such a good soul should. We've all heard of your great charities in Beverly.
Have you met this gentleman, Mr. Thomas Putnam and his good wife, Anne?
Mr. Putnam, I had not expected such distinguished company, sir.
Does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale. We pray that you come to our house and save our child.
Your child ails too.
Oh, her soul seems flown away. She sleeps, and yet she walks.
And she cannot eat.
Cannot eat? Do you men also have afflicted children?
No, these are farmers. John Proctor and his John.
We don't believe in witches.
I never spoke on witches one way or the other. Will you come, Giles?
No, John. I think not. I have a few quick questions of my own to ask this fellow.
Mr. Hale, I've heard you be a sensible man. Pray you leave some of it in Salem.
Will you come look at my daughter now, please, sir? She has tried for the window. We found her on the high road this morning with her arms out as though she could fly.
Tries to fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hale. That is a sure sign of witchcraft afoot.
No. Let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are definite as stone, and we must look only to his proper signs and judge nothing beforehand. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are all prepared to believe me if I find no trace of hell in this.
It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, sir, what were your first warning of this strangeness?
Well, I discovered her and my niece, Abigail, and 10 or 12 other girls dancing in the forest.
You permit dancing?
Oh, no, it was secret.
Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
We don't know that, Anne.
I know it, sir. I sent my child, and she should learn from Tituba, who murdered her sisters.
Goody Anne, you sent a child to conjure the dead?
Let God blame me, not you. Not you, Rebecca. I'll not have you judging me anymore. Mr. Paris, is it a natural work to lose 7 babies before they live a day?
Gosh, 7 dead in childbirth.
Aye.
What do you have there?
Hey, what's there?
Here is all the invisible world. caught, defined, and calculated. In these books, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are all your familiar spirits, your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, and by sea, your wizards of the night and of the day. Have no fear, we shall find him out if he has come among us, and I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she's truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I'll go then. I am too old for this.
Rebecca, we may open the boil of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come on, Hale, let's get on with this.
Mr. Hill, I've always wanted to ask a learned man, what signifies reading strange books?
What books?
I can tell she hides it.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. I wake up at night many times and find her in the corner reading of a book. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, that's not necessarily anything to do with witchcraft.
It discomforts me. Last night, mark you, I tried and couldn't say my prayers. Then she closes the book and walks out of the house. And suddenly, mark this, I can pray again.
Ah, the stoppage of prayer. That is strange. I would like to speak further on that with
Now,
you.
I'm not saying she touched the devil now, but I admire to know what book she reads and why she hides it. She won't tell me, you see.
I will discuss it. Now mark me. If the devil is in her, you will witness some frightful wonders in this room. So please to keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Now, Betty, dear, will you sit up? Can you hear me? I am John Hale, minister of Beverly. I've come to help you, my dear. Do you remember my two little girls in Beverly?
How do we know it's the devil? Why would he choose my house to strike?
What victory would the devil have to win a soul already had? It is the best the devil wants, and who is better than the minister?
That's deep, Mr. Paris, deep.
Does someone afflict you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps a bird, invisible to others, comes to you. Perhaps a pig, or any beast at all. Is there some figure bids you fly? In nomine Domini Sabaoth, sui filici Deat Infernos! Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing with her in the forest?
Why, we're common dancing is all.
Well, to say I did see a kettle in the grass where they were dancing.
That were only soup.
Soup? What sort of soup were in this kettle, Abigail?
Why, we're beans and lentils, I
Mr.
think.
Parrish, you did not notice any living thing in this kettle? A mouse, perhaps, a spider, or a frog, or...
That frog jumped in. We never put it in.
A frog, Abby!
We never put it in.
Abigail, maybe your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night?
I never called him. Tituba called him.
She called the devil.
I should like to speak with Tituba.
Goody Ann, bring her up, please.
How did she call him?
I know not. She spoke Barbados.
Did you feel any strangeness when she called him? A sudden cold wind, perhaps, or a trembling below the ground?
I didn't see no devil. Oh, Betty.
You cannot evade me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink you the brew in that kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. I did drink at the kettle. She made me do it. She made Betty do it.
Happy.
She makes me drink blood.
Blood?
My baby's blood?
No, chicken blood. I can see chicken blood.
Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, sir. I don't drug with the devil.
Why can't you not wait? Are you silencing this child?
I love me, Betty.
You have sent your spirit out upon this child, have you not? Are you gathering souls for the devil?
She said her spirit would be in church. She made me laugh at prayer.
She has often laughed at prayer.
You begged me to conjure her, Abby. She begged me make
She
charm.
comes to me every night to go and drink blood.
Abby.
Sometimes I wake and find myself standing in an open doorway, not a stitch on my body. I always hear her laughing in my sleep. She's always tempting me with her.
Tituba, I want you to wake this
Mr.
child.
Barnett, I have no power over this child.
You most certainly do, and you will loosen her from it now. When did you compact with the devil?
I don't compact with no devil.
Tituba, you will confess yourself, or I will take you up and I will whip you to death.
This woman must be hanged. She must be taken and hanged.
No, don't take Tituba. I tell him I don't deserve to work for him.
Who, the devil? Who? Tituba. Another when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very hard to break with it entirely. Now we're going to help you tear yourself free. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not, Tituba?
Aye, sir. A good Christian woman.
And you love these little children.
Yes, sir. I don't desire to hurt little children.
You love God, Tituba.
I love God with all my being.
You know God's holy name.
Oh, bless him, bless him.
And to his glory.
Eternal glory, bless him, bless
Open
God.
yourself, Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you.
Oh, God bless the Lord.
When the devil comes to you, does he ever come with another person? Perhaps another person in the village, someone you know.
Who's he come with? Who's he come with?
Sarah Good, or Goody Osborne.
Is it a man or a woman?
Was woman? What's woman?
What woman? What woman?
It was black and dark and I
You said you could see him. Why didn't I see her?
There was always running around and talking and carrying on.
Out of Salem. The Salem witches?
I believe so, yes, sir.
You must have no fear to tell us who they are, Tituba. We will protect you. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not?
Yes, sir. Oh, I do.
You have confessed yourself to witchcraft, and thus speak a wish to come to heaven's side, and we will bless you.
Oh, bless you, Mr. Hale.
You are God's instrument put in our hands to discover the devil's agents among us. You are selected, Tituba. You are chosen to help us cleanse our village. So speak utterly. Turn your back on him and face God. Face God and God will protect you.
Oh, God protected you, but...
Who plans you with the devil? 2, 3, 4, how many?
There was 4. There was 4.
Their names. Their names!
How many times he bid me kill you, Mr. Paris.
Kill me?
He say, Mr. Paris must be killed. Mr. Paris, no goodly man. Mr. Paris, mean man, no gentle man. And he bid me rise out of bed, cut your throat. I tell him no! I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. But he say, you work for me, Tituba, and I make you free. I give you pretty dress to wear and put you way high up in the air. And you're going to fly back to Barbados. And I say you lied, devil, you lied! But he come to me one stormy night and he say, look, I have white people belong to me. And I look. And there is Goody Good!
Is Sarah Good?
Hi, sir. Goody Osborne.
Oh, I know it. I beg you, Thomas, that I'm not. I begged him not to call Goody Osborne because my baby's always shriveled in her tan.
Take courage. You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see these children suffering, Tituba? Look at them. Look at their God-given innocence. Their souls are so tender, we must protect them. The devil is out and preying on them like a beast upon the flesh of a pure lamb. God will bless you for your
I
help.
want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced for him. I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. But I go back to Jesus. I kissed his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil.
I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Woody Howell with the devil.
If she speaks, she speaks!
Glory to God, it is broken, they free.
I saw Martha Bellows with the devil.
The Marsha, bring iron.
I saw Alice Barlow with the devil. I saw Goody Howell with the devil. I saw Goody Jenner with the devil. Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Goody Howell with the devil.
What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
I went planting far out to the forest edge.
Oh, you're done then?
Aye. The farm is seeded. The boys asleep?
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer.
Aye.
Are you well today?
I am. It is a rabbit.
Is it? In Jonathan's trap?
No. She walked into the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner as if she'd come to visit.
That's a good sign, her walking in.
Pray God. It hurt my heart to strip her. Poor rabbit.
It is well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender.
Aye. I think we'll see green fields soon. It's warm as blood beneath the clods.
That's swell.
The crop is good. I'll buy you George Jacob's heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
I mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider.
Aye.
This farm's a continent when you go foot by foot dropping seeds in it.
It must be.
On Sunday, let you come with me. We'll walk the farm together. I never seen such a load of flowers on the earth. Massachusetts is a beauty in the spring.
Aye, it is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You've come so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Why, I have a business in Salem.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
I thought better of it since.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why'd you let her? You heard me forbid it.
I couldn't stop her.
It is a fault. It is a fault, Elizabeth. You're the mistress here, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all my strength.
How may that mouse frighten you, Elizabeth?
It is a mouse no more. I forbid her go. And she raises her chin like the daughter of a prince and says to me, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I'm an official of the court.
Court? What
Aye.
court?
It is a proper court they have now. They've sent 4 judges out of Salem, weighty magistrates of the general court. And at the head sits the deputy governor of the province.
Oh, she's mad.
I would to God she were. There be 14 people in the jail now, she says. And they'll be tried. And the court have power. The court have power to hang them too, she says.
They'll never hang.
The deputy governor promised hanging John if he'll not confess. The town's gone wild, I think. Mary Warren speaks of Abigail as if she were a saint to hear her. She brings the other girls into the court, and where she walks, the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before her, and if Abigail scream and shout and fall to the floor, then the person's clapped in the jail for bewitching her.
It is a black mischief.
I think you should go to Salem, John. I think so. They must be told it is a fraud.
Aye, it is. It surely is.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. And tell him what she told you last week in her uncle's house. Did she not say that it had not to do with witchcraft?
Aye, she did. She did.
God forbid you keep that from the court, John. They must be told.
Aye, they must. It's a wonder they do believe her.
I would go to Salem tonight, John. I would go now.
I will think on it.
You cannot keep it, John.
I know I cannot keep it. I say I will think on it.
Good then. Let you think on it.
I only wonder how I may prove what she told me, Elizabeth. The girl's a saint now. It's not so easy to prove she's a fraud. And the town gone so silly. Besides, she told me in a room alone. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her.
For a moment alone, aye.
Why then, it is not as you said.
For a moment alone. The others come in soon after.
Do as you wish then.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion.
I have no suspicion.
I'll not have it.
Then let you not earn it.
Do you doubt me yet?
John, if it were not Abigail you were to go to hurt, would you falter now? I think not.
Now look, you.
I see what I see, John.
I have good reason to think before I charge fraud on Abigail. And I will think on it. Let you look to your own improvement before you go to judge your husband anymore. I have forgot Abigail.
And I.
Spare me. You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have gone tiptoe around this house all 7 months since she is gone. I moved not from there to there without, I think, to please you, and still an everlasting funeral marches round your heart. I cannot speak, but I am doubted. Every moment judged for lies, as though I come into a court when I come into this house.
John, you're not open with me. You said you saw her with a crowd. Now you
I'll
say,
plead my honesty no more.
John, I am only
No
trying.
more. I should have roared you down when first you told me your suspicion, but I wilted, and like a Christian I confessed. Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day, but you're not. You're not, and let you remember it. Let you look sometime for the goodness in me, and judge me not.
I do not judge you, John. The magistrate sits in your heart that judges you. I never thought you but a good man, only somewhat bewildered.
Elizabeth, your justice would freeze fear. How dare you go to Salem when you heard me forbid it? Do you mock me? I'll whip you if you dare leave this house again.
I'm sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray hurt me not. I've been in proceedings all day, sir.
And what of these proceedings here? When will you proceed to keep this house as you were paid £9 a year to do? And my wife not wholly well?
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair and pass the time with sewing.
Why, thank you. It is a fair poppet.
We must all love each other now, Goody Proctor.
Aye, we must.
I'll wake up early and clean the house. I'll go to sleep now.
Mary, is it true there be 14 women arrested?
No, sir, there be 39 now.
Why, she's weeping. What ails you, child?
Goody Hosmer will hang.
Hang? Hang, you say? The deputy governor will permit it?
He must. He sentenced her. But now Sarah Good. For Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confess to what?
That she sometimes made compact with Lucifer and signed her name in his black book with her blood, and she bound herself to torment Christians till God is thrown down and we're all forced to worship hell evermore.
But surely you know what a jabberer she is. Did you tell them that?
In open court, Mr. Proctor, she nearly choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit out.
Oh, now, Mary, sure.
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
Well, I never heard you mention that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. I tell myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she sleeps in ditches and is so very old and poor. But then she just sits there, denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin on my skull begins to creep, and I feel a clamp around my neck, and suddenly I cannot breathe air, and then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and suddenly it's my voice, and all at once I remember everything that she's done to me.
Why? What did she do to you?
So many times, Mr. Proctor, she comes to this very door begging bread and a cup of cider. And every time I turn her away empty, she mumbles.
Mumble? She may mumble hungry.
But what does she mumble? You must remember, Goody Proctor, last month on Monday, I think, I turned her away and I thought my guts were going to burst for two days after. Don't you remember it?
I think so, but I don't think it...
So I told that to Judge Hawthorne, and he say, Goody Good, what curse do you mumble upon this girl that she must fall ill after turning you away? And she replied, Why, Your Excellency, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I must say my commandments.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye, but then Judge Hawthorne would say, Recite for us your commandments. Now of all the 10, she could not name a single one. She never knew no commandments. They had her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her?
They must when she condemned herself.
But the proof.
I told you the proof. It is hard proof. Hard as a rock, the judges say.
You'll not go to that court again, Mary Warren.
I will tell you, sir. I will be gone every day now for some time. I am amazed you do not see what weighty work we do.
What work you do? It is strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
They will not hang if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time now. And here's a wonder for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near to 60.
They had Dr. Griggs examine her, and she's full to the brim. And smoking a pipe all these years, and no husband either. But she is safe, thank God, for they'll not hurt the innocent child. But be that not a marvel. You see, sir, it is God's work we do. And I'll be gone every day now for some time. I am an official of the court.
Oh, official you.
I'll not stand whipping any longer. The devil is loose in Salem, and we must find where he's
I'll
hiding.
whip the devil out of you.
I saved her life today.
I am accused.
You were somewhat mentioned. But I told them that I never saw you send your spirit on anyone. And seeing that I lived so close with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I'm bound by law, I cannot tell. I hope you'll not be so sarcastical with me anymore. 4 judges and the king's deputy sat down to dinner with us but an hour ago. I'll have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed.
I will not be ordered to bed any longer. I am 18 and a woman, however, single.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night, then.
Good night.
The noose is up.
There'll be no news.
She wants me dead. I knew all week it would come to this.
Dismissed it. You heard her
What
say.
of tomorrow? She'll cry me out until they take me.
Sit you down.
She wants me dead, John.
I
You
say
knew it.
sit down. We must be wise, Elizabeth.
Indeed. Indeed.
I'll find Ezekiel Cheever. And I'll tell him she said it were all sport.
With so many in the jail now, John, I think more than that is needed. Would you grant me this? Go to Abigail.
What do I to say to Abigail?
John, favor me with this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There is a promise made in any bed.
A promise.
Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. She means to take my place, John.
She cannot think it.
John, have you ever showed her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in church, but you will blush.
I may blush for my sin.
I think she sees another meaning in that blush.
And what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you'd be somewhat ashamed, for I am there, and she so close.
Woman, when will you know me? Were I stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7 months.
Then go, and tell her she's a whore. But whatever promise she may sense, break it, John. Break it.
Good, then, I'll go.
Oh, how unwillingly.
I will curse her hotter than the hottest cinder in hell, fear not. But I pray, begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger, I only ask you to
Woman,
know.
am I so base? Do you truly think me base?
I never called you base.
Then how do you charge me with such a promise? The promise that a stallion gives a mare I gave
Then
that
why
girl.
do you anger so when I ask you go and break
Because
it?
it speaks deceit, and I am honest. But I'll plead no more. I see now that your spirit twists around the single error of my life, and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know that I am your only wife, or no wife at all. She has an arrow in you yet, John Proctor. You know it well.
Good evening.
Why, Mr. Hale, good evening.
I hope I do not startle you.
No, it's just we heard no horse.
You are Goodwife Proctor.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not off to bed yet.
No, it's just we're not used to visitors after dark. But you're welcome here. Come in. Will you sit you down, sir?
I will. Let you sit, Goodwife Proctor.
Will you drink cider, Mr. Hale?
Oh no, it rebels my stomach. I have some further traveling yet tonight. Sit you down, sir. I will not keep you long, but I have some business with you.
Business of the court.
No, I come of my own, without the court's authority. Hear me. I know not if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court.
We are aware of it. Our Mary Warren told us. We are entirely amazed.
I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of them that become accused before the court. So tonight and this afternoon I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged.
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat.
You cannot believe, I hope, that Rebecca trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think so.
It is a strange time, mister. No man may longer doubt that the powers of the dark are in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir.
I have no knowledge in that line. But I find it hard to think that so pious a woman be secretly a devil's bitch after 70 years of such good prayer.
Ah, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not. I thought, sir, to put some question as to the Christian character of this house, if you permit me.
We have no fear of question, sir.
Good then. In the book of record Mr. Paris keeps, I note that you are rarely in church on Sabbath day.
No, sir, you are mistaken.
Only 26 times in 17th month, sir. I must call that rare. Will you tell me why you're so absent?
Mr. Hale, I never knew I must account to that man, for I come to church or stay at home. My wife were sick this winter.
So I am told. But you, mister, why could you not come alone?
I surely did come when I could, and when I could not, I prayed here in this house.
Mr. Proctor, your house is not a church. Theology must tell you that.
Aye, it does. And it also tells me that a minister may pray to God without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
What golden candlesticks?
Since we built the church, there were pewter candlesticks on the altar. Francis Nurse made them, you know, and a sweeter hand never touched the metal. But then Mr. Paris came, and for 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I labor the earth from dawn of day till blink of night, sir, and I tell you, when I look to heaven and I see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir, it hurt my prayer. I think sometimes the man dreams cathedrals instead of clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, mister, a Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children.
Aye, boys.
How come it that only 2 are baptized?
I like not that Mr. Parrish should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in that man. I'll not conceal it.
I must say, Mr. Proctor, that is not for you to decide. The man is ordained, therefore the light of God is in him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No, I haven't.
I nailed the roof upon the church.
Oh,
I hung the
did you?
door.
That is a good sign, then.
It may be I have been too quick to bring the man to book. But you cannot think we ever meant the destruction of religion. I think that's in your mind, is it not?
There is a softness in your record, sir, a softness.
I think we've been a little too hard on Mr. Paris, I think so. But we never love the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
I surely do. I'm a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I am sure I do, sir.
Let's repeat them, if you will.
The commandments.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt honor the Sabbath and keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not make any graven images.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
So you see, sir, between the 2 of us, we do know them. I think it be a small fault.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be accounted small.
There be no love for Satan in this house.
I pray it. I pray it dearly. Well then, I will bid you good night.
Mr. Hale, you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I pray you both good health and good fortune. Good night, sir.
John, will you not tell him?
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no witnesses, and I cannot prove it except my word be taken, but I know the girl's sickness had naught to do with witchcraft.
Not to do with
They were
witchcraft?
discovered sporting in the woods by Mr. Paris and took fright is all.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail?
Aye.
Abigail Williams said it had not to do with witchcraft.
She told me that the day you came, sir.
Why did you keep this?
Well, I never knew until tonight the whole world gone daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense? Mister, I myself have examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and numerous others who have confessed to dealing with the devil. They have confessed it.
And why not if they must hang for denying it? There are them that will confess to anything before they'll hang. Did you not think of that?
I have. I have indeed. And you, mister, you will testify to this in court.
I had not thought of going into court, but if I must, I will.
You falter there.
I falter nothing, sir. I only wonder if my testimony will be credited in such a court. I do wonder on it when a minister as steady-minded as yourself would suspicion such a woman has never lied. She cannot, Mr. Hale, and the world knows she cannot. I may falter somewhat, sir. I am no fool.
Let you open with me now, Proctor, for I've heard a thing that troubles me. It is said that you hold no belief that there may even be witches in this world. Is that true, sir?
I know not what I may have said. I've wondered if there be witches.
Then you do not believe that there are
I have no knowledge of it. The Bible speaks on witches. I will not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
You cannot?
Elizabeth, you bewilder him.
I cannot believe the devil may own a woman's soul when she's kept an upright way as I have. I'm a good woman, I know it. But if you think that I may only do good in the world, to only be secretly bound to Satan, then I must say I cannot believe it.
But woman, you do believe that
If you think I am one, then I say there are none.
You surely do not fly against the gospel. The gospel
She
is...
do not mean to doubt the gospel.
Question
sir.
Abigail Williams about the gospel, not myself.
She do not mean to doubt the gospel. You cannot think it. This be a Christian house, sir. A Christian house.
God keep you both. Let the third child be quickly baptized, and go you without fail each Sunday to Sabbath prayer.
John.
I think if you keep a solemn, quiet way among them, I think...
John. John.
Giles?
John.
What's the matter?
They take my wife and Rebecca nurse.
Rebecca's in the jail.
Hi, John. Cheever come and take her in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they will not let us in to see them.
They've surely gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, can you not speak to the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes these people.
Pray calm yourself, Mr. Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church, Mr. Hale. And Martha Corey, there is no woman closer yet to God than Martha.
How was Rebecca charged, Mr. Nurse?
For murder, she's charged. For the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Pubman's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Believe me, sir, if Rebecca Nurse be tainted, then there's nothing in this whole great world from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the court. The court will send her home. I know that to be true.
You mean she'll be tried in court?
How may such a woman murder babies?
Man, remember, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she were reading books.
Mr. Corey, exactly what complaints were made on your wife?
It's that bloody mongrel Walcock he charged her. You see, he buy a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he come dancing in wanting his money back. So my Martha says to him, she said, Walcock, if you had enough wit to feed a pig proper, you'd not lived a minute, she says. Now, he goes to court and claims from that day to this, he can't keep a pig alive more than 4 weeks because my Martha had bewitched him with her books.
Good evening.
Oh,
Good evening, Mr. Proctor.
Mr. Cheever, good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope you come not on business of the court.
Aye, Proctor, I do. I'm the clerk of the court now.
It's a pity, Ezekiel, that an honest tailor who might have gone to heaven must surely burn in hell. You'll burn for this, you know it!
You know I must do as I'm told, Giles. Surely you know that. And I leave not the sound of you be sitting to hell. I like not the sound of it. Believe me, Proctor, I'll have you the law and all of its tonnages I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your...
Oh, my!
What's that? Oh, you said you were not charged.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged?
I've given 16 warrants tonight, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Abigail Williams charges her.
Abigail? On what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time, nor do I wish to search your house, but the court bid me search your house. Now, will you please give me any poppets that your wife may keep in the house?
Poppets?
I never kept no poppets, not since I were a girl.
I spy a poppet, Goody Proctor.
This is Mary's.
Would you give it to me, please?
Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor this one either until tonight. Why? What signifies a poppet?
Yeah.
Why, they say... Now, woman, will you please come with me?
She will not. Fetch Mary here, Elizabeth.
No, I am forbidden to leave her from my sight.
You will leave her out of sight and out of mind, mister. Fetch Mary here.
What signifies a poppet, Mr. Cheever?
Why, they say that she might... Why, this!
What is it? What's there?
It's a needle, Willard. Willard, it's a needle.
And what signifies a needle?
This goes hard with her, Proctor. I had my doubts, Proctor. I had my doubts. I've never warranted this each other proof. But here's calamity. You see it, sir. It's a needle.
Why? What meaning has it?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, she sat down to dinner tonight at Reverend Parris's house, and without word nor warning, she fell to the floor and screamed a scream that a bull would weep to hear. Reverend Parris rushes over to save her. Stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he draws out a needle. He demands how she became so stabbed, and she testifies of your wife's familiar spirit that pushed her.
Why, she done it herself. Surely you're not taking this for proof, Mr. Hale.
'Tis hard proof, Proctor, I find a poppet that Goody Proctor keeps. 'Tis hard proof, I find a needle in the belly of the poppet.
John?
Mary, come here. Tell them how this poppet came to be in my house.
What poppet's that, sir?
This poppet. This poppet.
I think it is mine.
It is your poppet, is it not?
It is, sir.
And how did it come to be in this house?
I made it in court and give it to Goody Proctor tonight.
Now, sir, do you have it?
Mary Warren, a needle have been found inside this poppet.
I meant no harm by it.
You stuck that needle in yourself.
I believe I did, sir.
What say you, Mr. Hale?
Child, you are certain this be your natural memory. May it be perhaps someone conjures you even now to say this.
Conjures me. I am entirely myself, I think. Ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me sewn in court. Ask Abby. She sat beside me while I made it.
Bid him out, mister. Your mind is surely settled now. Bid him be gone, mister.
What signifies a needle?
Mary, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder? I charge no murder.
Abigail was stabbed and a needle were found stuck into her belly.
And she charges me.
Aye.
Why, the girl is murder. She must be ripped out of the world.
You heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Willard, you heard?
Out of my house.
Doctor, dare not touch
Out of my house.
You ripped the deputy governor's ward.
Damn the deputy governor, get out of my house. Get you gone with them. You are a broken minister.
Proctor, if she is innocent, they will...
If she is innocent, why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. Now, we are what we always were, but now the crazy little children are jangling the keys to the kingdom, and common vengeance writes the law. This warrants vengeance, and I will not give my wife to vengeance.
John, I'll go.
You will not go.
John, cannot keep her. I am bound by the law. I cannot budge.
You will see her taken, minister.
Proctor, the court is...
Pontius Pilate, God will not let you wash your hands of this.
John, I think I must go with them. Mary, there's bread enough in the morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as if you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. Speak nothing of witchcraft when the children wake. It'll frighten them.
I will bring you home. I will bring you soon.
John, bring me soon.
Fear nothing, Elizabeth. I will fall like an ocean on that court.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I went to visit someone sick.
Willard, you will not chain her, Willard. Damn you, man, I will not have her chained. Take them off. I'll not have it. You will not chain her.
That silent minister is a fraud. You know it's fraud. What keeps you, man?
I will pay you, Willard. I will surely pay you.
God's name, John, I cannot help myself. I must train them all. Now stay you in the house until I am gone.
Get out of my sight.
Charity, Proctor, charity. For what I have heard in her favor, I will not fear to testify in court. God help me. I cannot say she is guilty nor innocent, I know not. Only this consider. The world goes man and a prophet nothing to the cause of the vengeance of a little girl.
You are a coward. Though you be ordained in God's own tears, you are a coward now.
Proctor, I cannot think God be provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. Our jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now. I shall pray God open up our eyes.
John, I never heard no murder done in Salem.
Lead me, Francis. Lead me.
John, tell me, are we lost?
Home now, Giles. We'll speak on it tomorrow.
You think on it then? We'll come early, eh?
Aye. Good night. Home now, Giles.
Oh, man.
Mr. Proctor, surely they'll let her come home once they're given proper evidence.
You will come to that court with me, Mary. You will tell it in the court.
I will not charge murder on Abigail.
You will tell them how that puppet came to be here and who stuck that needle in.
She'll kill me for saying that. Abigail charged lechery on you, Mr. Proctor.
She's told you.
I have known it, sir. But she'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good. Then we'll slide together into our pit. You will tell that court what you know.
I cannot. They'll turn on me.
My wife will never die for me. I will bring your guts into your mouth, but that goodness will not die for me.
I cannot!
Make your peace with it. Now hell and heaven grapple on our backs, and all our old pretenses ripped away. Make your peace.
I cannot!
Peace! It is a providence and no great change, and we are what we always were. And naked now, I naked in the wind, God's icy wind will blow.
Hello, John.
Abigail, I must speak with you.
How do you come?
Friendly?
I don't like the woods at night. Can you stand closer? I knew it must be you. When I heard the pebbles on my window, before I opened up my eyes, I knew. I thought you'd come a good time sooner.
I had thought to come many times.
Why didn't you? I am so alone in the world now. John, I will make you such a wife when the world is white again. You will be amazed to see me, a light of heaven in your house. Why are you cold?
My wife goes to trial in the morning, Abigail.
Your wife?
Surely you knew of it.
I remember it now. Is she well?
As well as she may be, 36 days in that place.
You said you came friendly.
She will not be condemned, Abby.
You brought me from my bed to speak of her?
I come to tell you what I will do in court tomorrow. I would not take you by surprise, but I would give you all good time to think on what to do to save yourself.
Save myself?
If you do not free my wife tomorrow, I am set and bound to ruin you, Abby.
How? Ruin me?
I have Rocky proof in documents that you knew that puppet were none of my wife's, and that you yourself bade Mary Warren stab that needle.
I bade Mary Warren.
You know what you do. You are not so mad.
Oh, hypocrites! Have you won him too? John, why do you let them send you?
I warn you, Abby.
They send you. They steal your
I have found my honesty.
No! This is your wife pleading. Your sniveling, envious wife. This is Rebecca's voice, Martha Corey's voice. You are no hypocrite!
I will prove you for the fraud that you are.
And if they ask you why Abigail would ever do so murderous a deed, what will you tell them?
I will tell them why.
What will you tell? You will confess to fornication in the court.
If you will have it, so I will tell it.
Okay.
I will, I say. Can you still hear? Then hear this. You will tell that court you are blind to spirits, that you cannot hear them anymore, and you will never cry witchery again. Or I will make you famous for the whore that you are.
Never in this world. I know you, John. You are this moment singing secret hallelujahs and your wife will hang.
You mad, you murderous bitch!
How hard it is when pretense falls. But it falls. It falls. You have done your duty by her. I hope it is your last hypocrisy. I pray you will come again with sweeter news for me. I know you will. Now that your duty's done, I know you will. Good night, John. Fear not, I will save you tomorrow. From yourself, I will save you.
Now, Martha Corey, there is abundant evidence in our hands to show that you have given yourself to the reading of Porky. You deny it.
I am innocent to a witch. I knew not what a witch is.
How then do you know that you are not aware?
If I were, then I would know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt these children. I scorn them.
I'm going to have that blood charge!
Keep your seats.
Come on, spread them, let's make them believe!
Not there, Marshal.
Here we go! Slow!
Arrest him, Excellency.
We have evidence! Well, we know my evidence! Hands off, damn you! Let me go! Out of my way, woman! Or I go for the court!
Shut!
You, Mr. Hill, going in there, demand I speak!
A moment, sir, a moment.
See me hanging my wife!
How do you dare come roaring into this court? Have you gone daft, Corey?
You're not a bastard judge yet, Hoffman! You're not calling daft!
Who is this man?
Mr. Giles Corey, sir, and a more contentious man than
I am asked a question, and I'm old enough to answer him. My name's Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 600 acres in timber in addition. It is my wife you be condemning now.
And how do you plan to help a cause with such contemptuous riot? Now be gone. Your old age alone keeps you out of jail for this.
They're telling lies about my wife.
Can you take it upon yourself to decide what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside?
Your Excellency, we mean no disrespect.
Disrespect, indeed, sir. It is disruption. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know it?
Your Excellency, all I said is she was reading books, and they come and take her out of my house.
What books?
It is my third wife, sir. I never had no wife, so I'm thinking what books you understand, sir. I thought I could find the cause of it, you see. But there were no witch I laid there for. I have broke charity with her. I have broke charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think in all justice you
Let
must...
him submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You are certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale.
Marshal, clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We've come here 3 days now to get on the earth.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife's Rebecca, who were condemned this morning.
Indeed. I'm amazed to find you in such uproar. I've only good report of your character, Mr. Nurse.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Let you write your plea, and in due time,
We have proof for your eyes, sir. We have proof. The girls, sir, the girls are frauds.
What?
We have proof, sir. They are deceiving you.
This is contempt, sir, contempt!
Peace, Judge Hawthorne. You know who I am, Mr. Nurse.
Oh, I surely do, sir. And I think you must be a wise judge to be what you are.
And do you know that near to 400 are in the jails from Marblehead to Lynn, and upon my signature? And 72 condemned to hang by that signature.
Excellency, I never thought to say it to such a weighty judge, but you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here?
She would speak with the deputy governor.
Marshal, did you tell me that Mary Warren was sick in bed?
She were, Your Honor. When I went to fetch her to the court last week, she said she was sick.
She's been swearing with the soul all week, Your Honor. She comes now here to tell you the truth.
And who is this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife.
And beware this man, Your Honor. And this man is mischief.
I think you must hear the girls.
Chief, what would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirit, sir.
Never saw no spirit?
Never!
She assigned a deposition.
No. I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out this story in the village?
We have not.
They have come to overthrow the court.
I pray you, Mr. Paris. Quiet. Mr. Proctor, do you know that it is the entire contention of the state in these trials that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I know that, sir.
Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirit against you?
It were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
It were pretense, she says.
Ah. And Susanna Walcott and the others, they are also pretending, are they?
Aye, sir.
Indeed. Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I shall hear you or not, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment. Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
It is, sir, and you will surely know it.
I take it you came here to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
Aye, we would, sir. With your permission.
And what is your purpose in so doing?
I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart nor hidden in your spirit any desire to undermine this court.
No, sir.
I tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I've seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I've seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers, and I have, until this very moment, not the slightest reason to believe that the children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that the women have lived such a long time with an upright reputation,
Now, do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not. Otherwise, you would surely know that Cain was an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us that Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending out her spirit on them? It is the children alone, sir, and this one will swear she lied to you.
Miss Hawthorne.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, if I should tell you that I just this morning received a note from your wife in which she states that she is pregnant now.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
But if she says she is pregnant, sir, then she must be. Well, that woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
You will not.
Never, sir, never.
Mr. Proctor, if I should tell you that I will have your wife kept another month, if she begin to show her natural signs, you will have her living yet another year before she is delivered. What say you to that? Come, man, you say your only purpose is to save your wife. She is safe at least this year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? Good, then. It is done. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot, sir.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
They've come to overthrow the court.
Your Honor, these are my friends. Their wives are also being charged.
I'll judge you not, sir. I am ready to hear your evidence.
If you'll forgive me, sir, I've known him most of my life. He's an honest man.
I'm sure of it, Marshal. Now, Mr. Proctor, you will give me your full deposition, and I beg you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
I am no lawyer, so I'll...
The pure of heart need no lawyers. Proceed as you will.
Aye, sir. First, I would have you read this. It's a sort of a testament. The folks signing it declare their good opinion of my wife and Rebecca and Martha Corey.
Their good opinion.
These are all covenanted Christians, sir. Land-holding farmers, members of the church. If you'll notice, Excellency, they've all known the women many years and never saw no signs they had dealings with the devil.
How many names are here?
Oh, 91, Your Excellency.
All these people should be summoned for questioning.
Mr. Danforth, I gave my word to all that there would be no harm come to them for signing this.
Well, this is a clear attack upon the court.
Every defense and attack upon the court. Can no one be innocent until proven guilty, or...
These are covenanted Christians, sir.
Then I'm sure they have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn for all of these. Arrest for examination. Now, Mr. Proctor, what other information do you have for us? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
Oh, I have brought trouble on these people.
No, old man, you have not hurt these people if they are of good conscience. She's not hearty, I see.
No, sir, she's not. Mary, remember the angel Raphael, what he said to the boy Tobias. Remember it. Do that which is good, and no harm shall come to you.
A man, wait you.
My deposition, John. Give him mine.
This is Mr. Corey's deposition.
What lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know, I never hired a lawyer in my life, Hawthorne.
Well, this is very well praised. My compliments. Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, bring him in. You have no legal training, Mr. Corey.
Well, I have the best. I am 33 times in court and always the plaintiff, too.
Then you are much put upon.
I have never been put upon. I know my rights and I will have them. Ah, there he is.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation against you by Mr. Corey, in which he states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs that is now in jail.
That is a lie.
Well, Mr. Putnam states your charge is a lie. What say you to that?
I say I'll flirt on Thomas Putnam. That's what I say to that. John.
And what evidence do you submit for your charge, sir?
My evidence is there. If Jacobs hangs for a witch, he forfeits up all his property. That's law. And none but Putnam has coin enough to buy so great a peace. This man is killing his neighbors for their land.
What proof, sir? I need proof.
Oh, my proof is there. I have it from an honest man heard Putnam say it. The night his daughter cried out on Jacobs, he said she'd given him a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that gave you this information.
Well, you know I cannot give you his name.
And why not?
You know well why not. He'll lay in jail if I give up his name.
This is contempt of the court, Mr. Danforth.
You will surely give us the name.
I will give you no name. I mentioned my wife's name once and I'll burn in hell long enough for that. I stand mute.
In that case, I have no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you understand that?
This is a hearing. You cannot clap in contempt of a hearing.
Wow, it is certainly a proper lawyer, isn't it? Well, do you wish me to declare the court in full session here, or will you give me good reply?
I give you no name, sir. I give you no name.
Have it your way, then. I declare the court in session. Now, Mr. Corey.
Your Honor,
I
he has the story in confidence, sir.
The devil lives on such confidences. Without confidences, there can be no conspiracy, Your Honor.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, if your informant tells us the truth, let him come here openly like a decent man. But if he hides away in anonymity, I must know why. Now, Mr. Corey, the government and Central Church demand of you the name of him who declared Mr. Thomas Putnam a common murderer.
Excellency.
Mr. Hale.
We cannot blink it more. There is a prodigious fear of this court in the country.
Then there is a prodigious guilt in this country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
You may only fear the Lord, sir, but there is fear in the country nevertheless.
Reproach me not with the fear in the country. There is fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused is a part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None. Now, Mr. Corey, you are under arrest for contempt of this court. Sit you down and take counsel with yourself, or you will be sent into jail until you answer all questions.
I'll cut your throat, Putnam! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Peace now, Giles. We'll prove ourselves. We will.
John, tell him nothing more. He's only playing you. He means to hang us all.
I'll have no effrontery here. This is a court of law, mister.
Sit down, Giles. We'll prove ourselves now. We will. Forgive him, sir, for his old age. Sir. Oh, Mary, you cannot weep now. Remember what the angel said to the boy. That is your rock. Cling to it now. This is Mary Warren's deposition. Before you read it, sir, I would have you remember that until 2 weeks ago, she was just as the other children are today. We saw her shriek, she howled, she swore familiar spirits attacked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in that jail, tried to win her soul away, and that when she refused...
You know all this.
Aye, sir. She will now testify that she never saw Satan, nor any spirit vague or clear that Satan may have sent to harm her. And she will swear that her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
I cannot say he is an honest man. I know him little. But in all justice, sir, a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a farmer. In God's name, stop here, send him home, and let him come again with a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr. Hale.
Excellency, I have signed 72 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I dare not take a life without there be proof so immaculate no slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
You surely do not doubt my justice.
I have this morning signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse. Your Honor, I'll not conceal it. I tell you true, sir, my hand shakes yet as with the wound. I pray you, this argument let lawyers present to you.
Mr. Hale, believe me, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto, on its face and by its nature, an invisible crime. Therefore, who may possibly be witness to it? The witch and the victim, none other. And we cannot hope that witches would accuse themselves, granted. Therefore, we must rely upon her victims, and they do testify. The children certainly do testify. As for the witches, none will deny that we are most eager for their confessions. Therefore, what is left for a lawyer to bring out? I think I have made my point, have I not?
But this child claims that the girls are not truthful, and if they
That
are
is
not...
precisely what I'm about to examine, sir. What more may you ask of me, unless you doubt my probity?
I surely do not, sir. Let you consider it, then.
And that you put your heart to rest. A deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I would like to question Mary Warren.
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent. You as well. you down, Mr. Proctor. Mary Warren. You sit there. Mr. Cheever, go into the court and bring the children here. Mary Warren, how came you to this turnabout? Did Mr. Proctor threaten you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you mean to tell me you sat in my court callously lying when you knew that others would hang by your evidence? Answer me.
I did, sir.
How were you raised in life? Do you not know that God damns all liars, or is it now that you lie?
No, I am with God now.
You are with God now.
I
will tell you this. You are either lying now or you are lying in the court. And in either case, you have committed perjury. You will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say that you lied, Mary. Do you know that?
I cannot lie no more. I am with God. I am with God.
Your Excellency, the only one in the court wasn't Ruth Putnam.
Well, these will be sufficient. Thank you, Mr. Cheever. Sit you down, children. We have here a deposition by your friend Mary Warren, in which she states that she never saw familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any manifest of the devil. She also claims that none of you have seen these things either. Now, it may be entirely possible that Mary Warren has been conquered by Satan, who sends her here now to distract us from our sacred purpose. If so, her neck will break for you. But if she speak true, I bid you now all drop your guile and confess your pretense. For a quick confession will go easier with you. Abigail Williams, rise. Is there any truth in this?
No, sir.
Will either of you change your positions now, or do you force me to hard questions?
I have not changed, sir. She lies.
You would still go on with this?
Aye, sir.
A poppet was discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it, that you saw her make it, and that you saw her stick the needle in it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
When you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you ever see poppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept poppets.
My wife never kept no puppets, Your Honor. Mary Warren confesses it were her puppet.
Your Excellency.
Mr. Cheever.
When I was in that house and questioned Lady Proctor, she said she never kept no puppets, but she did when she was a child.
She has not been a child these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a puppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
It will keep 15 years if it is kept. But Mary Warren swears she never saw a puppet in my house, nor anyone else.
Could there not have been puppets hid where no one ever saw them?
There might also be 2 golden candlesticks in my house, but no one ever saw them.
Silence!
We are here, Your Honor, precisely to discover what no one has ever seen.
Excellency, what does it profit Mary Warren to turn herself about now? What is she to gain but hard questions, or worse?
You charge Abigail Williams with a marvelous cool plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your wife.
There's no child, sir. I would have you know that in the sight of this congregation, she were put out of this meeting house twice this year for laughter during prayer.
What's this? Laughter during... Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I think it only happened once. And she is sometimes silly as she is solemn now.
She's solemn now and goes to hang people.
Quiet, man.
Surely this has no bearing on the question, sir. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. But it strikes hard upon me that she was laughing at prayer. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Mary, tell the governor how you danced in the woods.
This man is constantly...
In a moment, sir, in a moment. What's this dancing?
Mr. Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls to the woods, and they have danced there naked.
Excellency.
Mr. Paris discovered them there in the dead of night. There's the child that she is.
Mr. Paris.
I can only say I've never seen any of them naked.
But you discovered them dancing in the woods. Abigail!
Excellency, when I first arrived from Beverly, Mr. Paris told me that.
You deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not. But I've still never seen any of them naked.
But she have danced.
Aye, sir.
Your Excellency, if you'll permit me.
Pray proceed.
You say you never saw no spirits, Mary. Were never threatened or afflicted by the devil or any of the devil's agents?
Aye, sir.
And yet, when confronted by people accused of witchery in court, you would faint, saying that these people sent their spirits out against you.
That were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? Hey, I picked you up myself many times and your skin were icy. Mr. Danforth,
yes, I saw that many times.
She was only pretending, Your Honor. They're all marvelous pretenders.
Then can she pretend to faint now?
Now?
Well, why not? There are surely no spirits attacking her now, for none in this court are charged with witchcraft. Yes, let her pretend and turn herself cold now. Let her pretend that spirits are attacking her now. Let her faint. Faint!
Faint?
Aye, faint. Show the court how you pretended so many times before.
I cannot faint now.
Can you not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now.
Why? What is lacking now?
I do not know, sir.
Might it be that here we have no afflicting spirit loose, but in
never-
the court there were some?
I never saw no spirits.
Then see no spirits now. Oh, pretend. Prove to the court how you can make yourself faint by your own will, as you claim.
I cannot do it.
Then you will confess your sins, will you not? Attacking spirits made you faint.
No, sir.
This is a trick to blind the court, Your Honor.
It is not a trick. I used to faint because I thought I saw spirits.
Thought you saw them.
But I did not, Your Honor.
How could you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I do not know how, but I did, and the other girls were screaming, and you, Your Honor, you seem to believe them. They were only sport in the beginning, sir, but then the whole world, they cried, spirits, spirits, and I promise you, Mr. Danforth, I only thought I saw them, but I did not.
Surely Your Honor is not taken by such a simple lie.
Abigail Williams, I bid you now search your heart and tell me true. And beware of it, child. To God every soul is precious, and his vengeance is terrible on them that take life without cause. Might it be that these spirits you have seen are illusion only, some deception that may cross your mind?
This is a base question, sir!
Child, I would have you consider the
I
possible...
have been hurt, Mr. Danforth! I have seen my blood running out! I have been near to murdered every day because I've done my duty pointing out the devil's people! And this is my reward? To be mistrusted, denied,
I do not mistrust.
Like you beware, Mr. Danforth! Think you be so mighty that the power of hell may not trim your wits? Beware of it! There's
Child, what is it?
I know not a wind. A cold wind has come!
Abby!
They're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
She's cold, Your Honor. Touch her.
Mary, you send the shadow on me. Lord, save me.
I freeze. I freeze!
Mary Warren, do you witch her? I say, do you send your spirit out?
Don't touch me, Mr. Proctor. I cannot.
Oh, Heavenly Father, take away this shadow!
Whore! How dare you call heaven?
Man, what?
It is a whore!
Now, here.
You charge Abigail Williams with
Mr. Danforth, he's lying!
Mark her now. She'll suck a scream to stab me
You
with.
will prove this. This will not
I have
pass.
known her, sir! I have known her.
You are a lecher.
John, you cannot.
Francis, it's true. It's true. No, she'll deny it, sir. But you will believe me. A man will not cast away his name. Surely you know that.
What time What time and what place?
In the proper place, where my beasts are bedded. It is 8 months now, sir, 8 months. She used to serve me in my house. Men may think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know it now. I beg you, sir, I beg you, see her what she is. My wife, my dear, good wife. She took the girl soon after and put her out on the high road, but being what she is, a lump of vanity, sir. Forgive me, Your Excellency. She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave, and well she might. I thought of her softly. God help me, I lusted, and there is a promise in such sweat, but it is a whore's vengeance. You must see it now. I throw myself entirely into your hands, sir. You must see it now. My wife is innocent, except she know a whore when she sees one.
You deny every scrap and tittle of this.
If I must answer that, sir, I will leave this court and I will not come back again.
She does not deny it, Mr. Danforth. She does not deny it.
You will remain where you are. Sit you down. Mr. Paris, go into the jail and bring Goodwife Proctor out. And Mr. Paris, not one word of what's been spoken here. And let you knock before you enter. Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
Aye, sir. There are them that cannot sing and them that cannot weep. She cannot lie, sir.
And when she threw Abigail Williams out of her house, she threw her out for a harlot.
Aye, sir.
And knew her for a harlot?
She knew her for a harlot.
Good then. And if she tell me it were for harlotry, child, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold! Turn your back, turn your back. You do likewise. Let none in this room turn to face Goody Proctor. No one shall raise a gesture or utter a word, aye or nay. Enter! Mr. Cheever, take down this testimony and its exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman. You will look into my eyes only, not at your husband. In my eyes only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that at one time you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what reason did you dismiss her? Look here, woman, not at your husband. The answer is in your memory, and you need no help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me. And my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She...
Look here! What were it? Was she slovenly, lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, in that time, I was sick, and my husband is a good and righteous man, sir. He is never drunk, as some are, nor wasting his time at the shovelboard, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I were a long time sick after my last baby, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me. And this girl.
Look here!
Aye, sir. Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her, sir. So one night I lost my wits, I think, and put her out on the high road.
Your husband. Did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a good man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you. Look at me. To your knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer the question. Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her!
Elizabeth, tell the truth!
She has spoken! Remove her!
Elizabeth, I have confessed it!
God!
She only thought to say my name!
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I beg you stop now before another is condemned. I may shut my conscience from it no more. Private vengeance is working for this testimony. From the beginning, this man has struck me too. I believe him. I believe him now. By my oath to heaven, I believe him. I pray you call back his wife.
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man lies.
I believe him. I cannot turn my face from it no more. This girl has always struck me false.
Girls!
Be gone! Be gone! Be gone!
Girls, why do you...
It's on the beam! Behind the rafters!
Where?
Why? Why do you come, yellow bird?
No bird. I see no bird.
My face! My
Be quiet. You see a bird.
Be quiet!
When God made my face, you could not once tear my face. And use a deadly sin, Mary! Abby! Be gone! Be gone, Mary! It is the black arts changing shape! You cannot hear her! I'm here!
You're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
Oh, please, Mary, don't come down! Her claws, she's stretching her claws!
Why?
Oh, Mary! Oh, Mary!
Why?
Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! I'm not hurting her!
Why does she see this vision?
You cannot believe this.
She sees nothing! She sees nothing! She sees nothing!
Abby, you mustn't.
Abby, you mustn't!
Mary, draw back your spirit out of them.
Mr. Danforth.
Mr. Danforth!
You have seen the devil, have you?
Never, never!
Never, never!
Why can they only repeat you?
Give me a whip, I'll stop it.
They're sporting!
They're sporting!
Abby, stop it!
Abby, stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it! Stop it!
A little while ago you were afflicted, now it seems you afflict others. Where did you find this power?
I have no power!
They're killing you, mister.
Mary, you have seen the devil, have you not?
Mary.
You have made compact with Lucifer,
Mary.
have you not?
Handful of liars.
I cannot hear you, what do you say? You will confess yourself, or you will hang.
Remember what the angel said to the boy.
Do that which is good. I am.
Her wings are spreading! She's going to come down! Look out, she's flying at me! Look out! Look out, she's coming down!
Mary, tell the governor...
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Mary!
You are the devil's man!
Oh, praise
Mary!
God!
How do you...
No! I'll not hang with you anymore! I love God! I love God!
He bid you do the devil's work.
He come to me by night and day, asking me to sign!
To sign what?
He comes with the book. It's the devil's book.
He says, I'll kill you if my wife hangs. We must go and overthrow the court, he says.
Mr. Hale.
No. He comes to me by night, and his fingers claw my neck. I sign!
Excellency, the child's gone wild.
Mary.
No!
Mary!
No! I'll go your way no more. I am with God. I am with God. Abby. I'll go your way no more. I will never hurt you.
What are you? I have seen your power, mister. You will not deny it. You are combined with the Antichrist, are you not?
This is not witchcraft. Those girls are frauds. You condemn an honest man.
I'll have nothing from you, Mr. Hale. You will confess yourself, befouled with hell, or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you, sir?
I say, God is dead!
Oh, hear it! Hear it!
I smell a fire. A fire is burning, Mr. Danforth. I hear the boot of Lucifer, and I see his filthy face. It is my face, and it is yours, Danforth. For them that quail to bring men out of ignorance, as I have quailed, and as you quail now, when you know in all your black hearts that this is fraud, God damns our kind especially. We will burn for this, Mr. Danforth. We will burn together!
Marshal, take him and Corey with him to the jail.
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this court.
You are pulling down heaven and raising up a whore!
Mr. Hale!
Good morning, Your Majesty.
Where is Mr. Paris?
I'll go fetch him.
Marshal, when did Reverend Hale arrive?
About midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes with them that will hang. He prays with them, along with Mr. Paris.
That man have no authority to enter here, Marshal. Why have you let him in?
Mr. Paris begged me to, sir. I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It's a bitter night, and I have no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
I have only now cleared out the people for you.
Beware hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
Let you question Hale, Your Excellency. It should not surprise me he have been preaching in Andover lately.
We'll come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. That's strange.
I think Paris has a mad look about him these days.
Mad?
I met him yesterday as he left his home. I bid him good morning, and he wept and went his way. I think it not wise the village see him so unsteady.
Perhaps he have some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
The cows?
There be so many wandering the high roads now, their masters are locked in jail, and who will they belong to? Reverend Paris was arguing with farmers all yesterday about contention, and that man weeps for great contention.
Oh, good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon for waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hopper.
Reverend Hale have no
Excellency,
right to enter
a
here.
moment.
You leave him alone with the prisoners?
What's his business here?
Excellency, hear me. It is a providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bids her confess.
Just hear me. Rebecca Nurse has not given me one word in the 3 months since she's came. And now she sits with him and her sister and Martha Corey and 2 or 3 others, and he pleads with them, confess your crimes and save your lives.
This is indeed a providence. And they soften, do they? They soften?
Not yet. But I did think to summon you so that we may discuss whether it be wise or not to... there's news, sir, that the court must reckon with. My niece, Abigail, I believe, has disappeared.
Disappeared?
Excellency, I thought to advise you of it earlier this week, but,
Well, how long has she gone?
This be the 3rd night. Mercy Lewis has gone too.
I should send a party for them.
Excellent.
Where may they be?
I think they'd be aboard a ship. My daughter now tells me how she heard them speaking of ships last week, and well, tonight I find my strong box has been broke into.
She have robbed you?
The 31 pound is gone. I am penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Excellency, it profits you nothing should you blame me. I cannot know that the girls would run, except they fear to keep in Salem anymore. And now that the news of Andover broke out here...
Andover is remedied. The court returns there on Friday to resume examination.
Oh, and I'm so sure they will. But the rumor here speaks of rebellion in Andover.
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I tell you what is said here, sir. Andover has thrown out the court, they say, and will have no part of witchcraft. There's a faction here feeding on that news, sir. And I tell you true, I fear there will be a riot.
A riot? Why, at every execution I have seen naught but high satisfaction in the town.
Pray you. How do you propose, then?
Excellency, I would postpone these hangings for a time.
There will be no postponement.
And now that Mr. Hale's returned, there is hope, I think. For even if one of them confess, surely that damns the others in the public eye.
There will be no postponement, sir.
Well, tonight when I opened my door to walk outside, a dagger fell to the ground. You cannot hang this sort. There is danger here for me. I cannot walk outside at night.
Accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We are glad to see you've returned to your good work.
You must pardon that they will not budge.
You misunderstand, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 have already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
The sun will rise in a few minutes, Excellency. I must have more time.
Now hear me and beguile yourselves no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed, and the names of these 7 are given out, and the village expects to see them die at dawn. Postponement now speak of floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon would cast doubt upon the guilt of them that died until now. And while I speak God's law, I will not crack its voice with whimpering. Retaliation is what you fear. Know this. I should hang 10,000 that dared to rise against the law, and an ocean of salt tears would not melt the resolution of the statutes. Now draw yourselves up like men and help me, as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with them all, Mr. Hale?
All but Proctor. He's in the dungeons.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You know not he live, except he will take food from time to time.
His wife must be well on with child by now.
She is.
What think you, Mr. Paris? You have closer knowledge of this man. Would her presence soften him?
I suppose so. And she has not laid eyes on him in the 3 months. I should summon her.
Is he yet adamant, Marshal? Has he struck at you again?
He cannot. He is chained to the wall.
Let you fetch Goody Proctor, and let you bring him up.
Excellency, if you postpone a week and publish to the town that you are striving for the confession, that speak of mercy on your part, not faltering.
Mr. Hale, as God have not empowered me like Joshua to keep the sun from rising, so I cannot withhold from them the perfection of that punishment.
If you think God wills you to raise rebellion, Mr. Danforth, you are mistaken.
You've heard rebellion spoken in Salem.
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house. Abandoned cattle bellow on the high ground, and the stench of rotten crops hangs everywhere. And no man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. And you wonder yet if rebellion spoke. Better you should marvel how they did not burn your province.
Reverend Hale, have you preached in Andover this month?
Thank God they have no need of me in Andover.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians they should belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Would you hush?
Proctor, we hope you're hearty.
I am yet 6 months before my time.
Pray be at your ease. We come not for your life. We. Reverend Hale, will you speak with the woman?
Goody Proctor, your husband's marked to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
You know, do you not, that I have no connection with the court. I come of my own. Goody Proctor, I would save your husband's life, for if he is taken, I count myself his murderer. Do you understand me?
What do you want of me?
Goody Proctor, I have gone this 3 months like our Lord into the wilderness. I have sought a Christian way. But damnation's doubled on a minister who counsels men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot speak a lie.
It is a lie. They are innocent.
No more, no more. I'll hear no more of that.
Let you not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came to this village like a bridegroom to his beloved, bearing gifts of high religion. The very crowns of holy law I brought. And what I touched with my bright confidence, it died. And where I turned the eye of my great faith, blood flowed up. Beware, Goody Proctor. Cleave to no faith when faith brings blood. It is mistaken law that leads you to sacrifice. Life, woman, life is God's most precious gift. And no principle, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. I beg you, woman, prevail upon your husband to confess. Let him give his lie. Quail not before God's judgment in this, for it may well be God damns a liar less than he that throws his life away for pride. Will you plead with him? I cannot think he will listen to another.
I think that be the devil's argument, sir.
A woman, before the laws of God we are as swine. We cannot read his will.
I cannot dispute with you, sir. I lack learning for it.
Goody Proctor, you are not summoned here for disputation. Be there no wifely tenderness within you. He will die with the sunrise. Your husband, do you understand it? Will you contend with him? Are you stoned, woman? I tell you true. Had I no other proof of your unnatural life, your dry eyes now would be sufficient evidence that you delivered up your soul to hell. A mere ape would weep at such calamity. Has the devil dried up any tear of pity in you? Take her out. It profit nothing she can speak to us.
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You'll strive with him.
Will you bid he confess, or will you not?
I promise nothing. Let me speak with him.
Pray leave him, Excellency.
You have been notified, have you not, Mr. Proctor? I see light in the sky, man. Let you counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on heaven.
If you should desire a cup of cider, I would... Yes, well, God be with you.
You've been chained.
Aye. And child?
It grows.
Any word of the boys?
They're well. Rebecca's Daniel keeps them.
You've not seen them.
I have not.
You are a marvel, Elizabeth. You come for my life now.
I know it.
None have yet confessed?
There be many confessed.
Who are they?
There be hundreds or more. Goody Ballard is one. Isaiah Goodkind is one. There be many.
And Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. She's 1 foot in heaven now. Naught may hurt her more.
And Giles?
You have not heard it.
I hear nothing where I'm kept.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He were not hanged. He would not answer his indictment aye or nay. For if he denied the charge, they'd surely hang him and auction out his property. And so he stand mute and died Christian under the law. And so his sons will have his farm. It is the law, for he cannot be condemned a wizard without he answer aye or nay.
Then how does he die?
They press him, John.
Press?
Great stones they lay on his chest until he answer aye or nay. He give them but 2 words. More weight, he said, and died.
More weight.
Aye. It were a fearsome man, Giles Corey.
I've been thinking I would confess. What say you if I give them that?
I cannot be your judge, John.
What would you have me do?
As you will, I would have it. I want you living, John, that's sure.
Giles' wife. Have she confessed?
She will not.
It is a pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
I cannot mount the gibbet like a saint. For me it is fraud. I am no good man. My honesty is broke, Elizabeth. I am not that man. There's nothing spoiled by giving them this lie that we're not rotten long before.
And yet you've not confessed till now. That speaks goodness in you.
Spite. Spite only keeps me silent. It's hard to give a lie to these dogs. I would have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
John, it is not for me to forgive.
I would have you see some honesty in it. Let them that never lie die now to keep their souls, but for me it is fraud, a pretense. Will not blind God or keep our children from the wind. What say you?
John, it come to naught that I should forgive you. Will you forgive yourself? It is your soul, John. Only know this, for I'm sure of it now. Whatever you will do, a good man does it. I have read my heart this 3 months, John. I have my own sins to count. It needs a cold wife to prompt lechery.
Enough.
John, better you should know me.
I will not have it. I know you.
You count all my sins upon you, John.
I take my own. My own.
John, I counted myself so plain. So poorly made, no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did. I never knew how I should say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
The sun is soon up. What say you, Proctor?
Do as you wish, but let none be your judge. There be no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John. Forgive me, I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You will confess yourself?
I will have my life.
Praise be to God! It is the providence! He will confess!
Why do you cry it? It is evil, is it not? It is evil!
I cannot be your judge, John. I cannot be.
And who will judge me? God in heaven! What is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? I think it is honest, I think so. Well, let Rebecca go like a saint. I am no saint. For me it is fraud.
I cannot be your judge, John. I cannot be.
Would you ever give them such a lie? Say it, would you ever give them this? Oh, you would not. Even if tongues of fire were singeing you, you would not. It is evil. Good then. It is evil, and I do it.
Praise to God, man, praise to God. You shall be blessed in heaven for this. Are you ready, Mr. Cheever?
Why must it be written?
Well, for the good instruction of the village, of course. There shall be posted upon the church door. Where's the marshal?
Willard, hurry.
Now, Mr. Proctor, you will speak slowly and directly to the point, for Mr. Cheever's sake. Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come, man. There is light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold, and I would give out this news. Did you see the devil?
I did.
Praise God.
When he come to you, what were his demand? Did he bid you do his work upon the earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service. Rebecca Nurse, come in.
Ah, John, you are well then, eh?
Courage, man, courage. Let her witness your good example, that she may come to God herself. Now hear it, goody nurse. Say on, Mr. Proctor, did you bind yourself to the devil's service?
Why, John!
I did.
Now you see, woman, that profit nothing you should keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
Oh, John, God send his mercy on you.
Take her out.
I say, goody nurse, will you confess yourself?
Why? It is a lie. It is a lie. How may I damn myself? I cannot. I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when you were in the devil's company, did you ever see Rebecca Nurse with the devil?
No.
Did you ever see her sister, Mary Easty, with the devil?
No, I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Corey with the devil?
I did not.
Mr. Proctor, did you ever see anybody with the devil?
I did not.
You're mistaken, sir. I cannot trade your life for a lie. You have most certainly seen someone with the devil. A score of people have already testified they've seen this woman with the devil.
Then it is proved. Why must I say it?
Why must you say it? You should rejoice to say it if your heart is purged of any love for hell.
They say to go like saints. I like not to spoil their names.
You think they go like saints, mister? Look, you, I think you mistake your duty here. It matters not what she thought. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending out your spirit upon Mary Warren. It is your soul alone that is the issue here, mister. And you will prove its whiteness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. Now, sir, What persons conspired with you in the devil's company? Did you see Rebecca nurse with the devil?
I speak my own sin, sir. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it.
Excellency, it is enough. He confessed himself. Let him sign it.
It is a great service, sir. It is a weighty name. The village will strive if he confess. Let him sign. I beg you. The sun is up, your excellency. Please.
Come then. Sign your testimony. Come, man, sign it.
You've all witnessed it. It is enough.
You will not sign it.
You've all witnessed it. What more is needed?
Do you sport with me? You will sign that paper, or it is no confession, mister. Your second name.
Oh, praise the Lord.
If you please, sir.
No.
Mr. Proctor, I must have that.
Signed it. You have seen me. It is done. You have no need for this.
And the village needs the proof.
Damn the village. I confess to God, and God has seen my name on this. It is enough.
No, sir, it is not enough.
You came to save my soul, did you not? Here it is done. I have confessed myself. It is enough.
You have not confessed it.
I have confessed myself. Is it no good penitence, but it be public? God knows my name. God does not need my name nailed upon the church door. God sees my name. God sees how black my sins are. It is enough.
Mr. Proctor, enough of this.
You will not use me! I am no Sarah Good or Tituba. I am John Proctor. You will not use me. It is no part of salvation that you should use me.
I do not wish to use you for
Sir, I have 3 children. How will I teach them to walk like men in the world? I sold my friends.
You have not sold your friends.
Oh, beguile me not, mister. I blacken their names when this is nailed to the church the very day that they hang for silence.
Mr. Proctor, I must have good and legal proof.
You are the high court. Your word is proof enough. Say I confess myself. Say that Proctor broke his knees and wept like a woman. Well, say what you will, sir, but my name...
It is the same, is it not, if I report it or you sign to it?
No, it is not the same. What others say and what I sign to is not the same.
Why? Do you wish to deny this confession when you are
I need to deny nothing.
Then explain to me, sir, why you will not...
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life! Because I lie and I sign myself to lies! Because I'm not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang! I have given you my soul. Leave me my name.
Is that document a lie? If it is a lie, I will not accept it. What say you, sir? I will not deal in lies. Mr. Proctor, you will give me your good and honest confession in my hand, or I cannot keep you from the rope. What way do you go?
Marshal! You cannot. Pray God it speaks some goodness for me. Give them no tear. Show them a heart of stone and sink them with it.
Let you fear nothing. Another judgment waits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Whoever weeps for these weeps for corruption. Take them.
I've not had my breakfast.
Goody Proctor, go to him, please. There is still time. Proctor! Proctor!
Woman, plead with him. It is pride. It is vanity. Be his helper. What profit him to plead? Shall the dust praise him? Shall the worms declare his truth? Go to him. Take his shame away.
You have his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him.